All right. Hello, everyone. We're live for another webinar. My name is Gustavo. I'm a customer success manager at Placker, and I'm very glad that you all have all joined today to learn more about Placker. My job is to help you get the most out of our planning and tracking tools, and that you can use it to improve your workflow and become more productive. So, today is all about working with multiple boards. I imagine that you are like me and you have a lot of projects going on at the same time and a lot of complexity. So I will show you some tools that will help you to deal with that. Okay. Well, as usual, the webinar will be recorded, so you can share it with somebody from your team. You can watch it again later if you like, and it's also available in Portuguese and Spanish if that's better for you. Okay. If you have any questions at any time, please feel free to send them in the chat and I'll be happy to clarify everything. If I say something that is not very clear, also please make sure to let me know. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's start. Basically, it can get a bit overwhelming when you have a lot of boards, especially when you're using a tool that allows you to see only one board at a time. So I will show you how to create a board group and how to some techniques that usually are best practices when you have to do with many projects. This will help you to focus on what's important and also to communicate better with your team, avoid missing important tasks because you have too many cards going on at the same time. All right, so it will be very practical. Today is a quick webinar. I will briefly mention some of the Placker views and how to create the board group. But from there, you can use all the Placker tools and all the views that I'm going to show you. So basically, it works both for Placker boards, for Trello boards, Microsoft Planner boards. As most of you know, you can integrate. Most of our customers use Placker integrated with Trello, so you can combine both. The difference is that when you are using just a Trello board without any power-ups, without any improvements, you can only see one board at a time. So for example, I'm with this Trello A board open. Let's imagine that this is a project that I'm working on. It has many tasks, but I can only focus on this project at this time. But if I want to have an overview as a manager and I want to see what different departments are working on, or maybe my department is working on many projects and I want to see them on the same screen, I would have to navigate between the boards, right? So I might want to go back to my overview page to open another board, or I can even use the sidebar to flip between two boards, or some people have a lot of tabs open in your browser. Okay, so these are, of course, ways of looking at multiple boards, but it's not ideal because you don't see the information combined on the same place. So how do we achieve this? Well, you can enable the Placker PowerUp. So if you click PowerUps here at the top, there will be many options. So one of them is Projects by Placker. When you install it, it will give you a board view, a Gantt view, and many other tools that come with Placker, card mirroring. And you can click the button, the Power Up button, to look at the board view um, as a portion of the screen here, and you can see the boards. Okay. What I actually recommend, um, you can also go to placker.com, sign in with your Trello account, and all your imported boards will be here, and you can open them there. So look at the difference. So if I open Placker as a window inside Trello, I have just like half of the page to see the board. But if I open the same board in the Placker overview, then I have the full screen. And here I can load multiple boards. So I can click the scope bar here at the top, and I can use project 1. I can select project 2, project 3, and I can create a new group, or I can just load them temporarily, and I see all the cards in one page. So I can scroll between the boards and I can see everything without having to open multiple tabs. Um, or I can even combine them and see like all of them as if it were as if it was one big project. Okay, so with this you can see cards from project 1, project 2, project 3 on the same screen, and that's usually very helpful. So this is what we consider a board group, when you have multiple projects on the same screen. And then you can save this so that the next time that you want to see multiple boards, you don't have to click and select all of them at the same time. You can simply use this button, save as a new board group. You will see all the projects that are selected here. We can call this like project portfolio, for example. You can add a color, so I like this green, save a new board group, and there it is. All right, so the next time that I want to see this overview with multiple projects, I can simply open placker.com, sign into my Placker account, and the board group is here, project portfolio, projects 1, 2, 3. I will just click it, and there it is. I can see all the boards combined. I forgot to save actually. So when you click combine, you can click save changes, and then the next time that I open the board group, it will be there. Okay, so that's the first thing that I want to show in this webinar. Okay, if you have any questions so far, please let me know. But there's a lot more to it than just viewing the boards. You can use some techniques to prioritize tasks, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. Before I show you some other tools, there are some details about the board group. And the first one is, who has access to this board group? Okay, so I created this board group. I'm going to fully customize this to make it look exactly as it works for me. And is this accessible by someone from my team, or is it just for myself? Well, you can choose. So if you click board group settings, there is an option, make visible for everyone. So if you leave this enabled, then everybody who is a member of the 3 boards will have access to that board group, right? It's very easy to share them in this case. But let's say that you're creating a board group just for yourself. You are creating a report that is it's only for you. You are like filtering your own tasks, and you don't really want to share this with anybody else. You can uncheck the visibility option and not make it visible for everybody. It's just for yourself. Okay. Uh, you can also delete the board group if you don't want to have this view anymore. And there it is. Okay. So you can use it to merge multiple boards. Another very common use of the board groups is when you have like Trello boards and planner boards. We have some customers who have like some departments in their company are using Trello and another department is using Microsoft Planner. Then you can open a Trello board. You can load the planner board at the same on the same screen. So there it is. It's the planner board. Placker connects with both. And you can even use this interface, the Placker interface, to move cards from one board to another, like migrating cards from Trello to Planner or from Planner to Trello. You can drag full lists from one board to the other to move, copy, or mirror them. So that's also possible. So this is how you create a board group and you see all the boards on the same screen. But what if we want to visualize what are the tasks that are assigned to ourselves, or we want to somehow see what is the priority? Because usually when you group many boards, you might end up with like hundreds of cards or thousands of cards on the screen. and we need to somehow make sense of those cards and visualize them. So let me open again the project portfolio. As you can see, I have many different boards. I even have different structures of lists. Like for example, in the project one, I have lists called phase one, phase two, phase three. In project two, I have to do, doing, done. So let's find a better way to combine them with the same lists. Okay, so the first step will be to combine the boards. And then what I can do here is to use a different layout. Okay, so the layout right now is default, so I can see every list that I created on the boards. I'm going to change to grouped, and grouped means that I have different ways of viewing cards. So I can see it, for example, by member. I have a list of cards for each member. I can see cards by status. I can see cards by label. So whatever attribute that is common between all your boards, it might be a good idea to create a group. And if we're talking about priority, then you could group cards by, for example, we have a field called priority in Placker. If you open a card, you can set the priority to low, medium, high. So you can use this priority field to like low, for example. You can instead of clicking and selecting the priority like I just did, you could also click and drag the cards. So this card is medium priority, this card is high, this is low, this is medium, this is high. So with this, it's very clear. So like when you start your day and you want to choose something very important to work on, you can look at the priority high list and start with those tasks. Okay. You could also group by traffic light. So traffic light, you can add a color to cards. They can be either green, yellow, or red. So red means that there are possibly some issues with that card, and it might be important for you to check it with more urgency than other tasks. So you can use the group however fits well for you. Those are some of the options, okay? And another interesting thing to do is to filter the cards assigned to yourself. So if you are starting your day, you want to select the cards. Sometimes it's not important to see what are the cards assigned to other people. You just want to see for the cards assigned to yourself. So you can use this me or team button. What this does is it creates a quick filter, so only the cards assigned to yourself will be visible on the page. Okay. Um, you can create filters as well. You can create filters by label. You can create filters by date. Only see cards that are planned for this week, for this month. So in summary, the board view is quite similar to the Trello boards, but it provides you some options like grouping by attributes, and most importantly, the scope bar where you can load multiple boards and create your own board groups. Okay. And now I want to show you some other views that might be very useful as well. So I will not get into a lot of details about those views because that's not the topic of the webinar today, but it might give you some ideas or some things to explore. For example, the planner view. So the planner view is very similar to the board view. However, it shows you the cards by date. So you can see one column for example, this week, for next week, for other weeks. So like if you want to uh, plan the work that your team is going to do this week, or for example, if you're working with Scrum method iterations, you could simply change your board to use the planner by week. You will see all the cards. You will move the cards to this week or to next week, so like a bi-weekly sprint, and then automatically the cards will get the due date exactly to the date that they are scheduled to be done. So Like if I move a card from this week to next week, what it does is it automatically changes the due date of the card to the next week. Okay, so the planner view is very interesting. You can also use the daily view if you are working in a short-term project, the monthly, quarterly view, or even the mixed view. The mixed view is very nice when you are like planning long-term actions, because it gives you a list of cards that you will do today, this week, this month, this quarter, and this year. Okay, so basically you can create like an yearly plan uh, of everything you're going to do this year. You can choose cards that will be done this quarter, this month, this week, today. So like if I have my plan of cards that I'm going to do this week, I have 5 cards. I will not be able to work on all of those cards today, but maybe I can select 2 cards to finish today. For example, card A and um, and card B. Okay, so card B, cards A and B will be my priority. So they are set to be done today. You can see that the due date is exactly from July 17th to July 19th. Okay, so this is the planner view. Very similar to the board view, but great when you're planning dates. We have the Gantt view. So the Gantt view is like a timeline where you see all your tasks and even the dependency between tasks. Sometimes one card depends on the other to start. So this is all very clear when you use the Gantt view. So yeah, and as you can see, cards A and B are planned to be to end today, as we have done in the planner view. So everything you do in one view will affect the other, and the Gantt view is very good when you are looking at the dates when you plan to complete each card, and when you want to have like a detailed plan of what each person is doing each day. It even has this resource planner below, where you can see the number of cards that each person is working on. And of course, everything is integrated with Trello. So if you prefer to change something in Trello, you change the dates in Trello, it will automatically reflect on the Gantt chart, on the planner, and everywhere else. All right, this is the Gantt view, and once you have organized your cards, you have a priority, it is very clear for you what you have to do today, tomorrow, and each day. Then it's time to update your boards and monitor to see if you are achieving exactly the goals that you have planned for this project. And when you're doing this, it's a great idea to use the report view. Okay. Um, I think it's clear, but good to mention that everything I'm showing you right now are Placker features, and they are applied for the whole board group. Okay, so this is a Gantt chart not of one project, but of all the 3 projects that I have selected, and they even have different colors. Okay, so the report also, it's a report of all the projects. Of course, I could filter, like to maybe I want to create a report of my own tasks, and I would filter myself in this report. But it's a report that pulls data in real time from all these 3 projects. You can use this view to create like a chart with the number of tasks per member, per date, how many tasks are you finishing every day. You can create a table showing for each card what are the members assigned, what is the list, what is their status, so that you can clearly see when you have accomplished your milestones and when you have achieved success in your projects. Okay, so these are basically the 4 different views available in Placker. Um, they are all customizable. Okay, I'm not going to change anything here, but if you wanted, you could edit the reports. You can change the 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 cards to see something else. Instead of seeing cards by member, you could see cards by status, for example, and see how many cards you have completed, started, or open. Okay, so all of this is fully customizable. If you want to see a full detail of one of these views, like for example, if you are very interested in learning more about the report view, for example, we have a recorded webinar at our YouTube channel, so you can access youtube.com/placker, and yeah, we have videos there in about all of those features. So that's a great place to learn more about Placker. All right. Okay, what else? If you have any question, please let me know. And since we have time, I'm going to show you an alternative way of creating a master board. Okay, so what we did, basically we loaded all the boards on the same screen, and this gave us the board group, which can be considered like a master board. So you have one board with cards from multiple projects. There is another approach that is also possible, which is to create a new board. So I'm going to create a new board here in this organization. I will call this, uh, yeah, master board. And of course, when you create a new master board, a new board in general, it will be empty. Okay, so you don't have lists. You need to create the lists to do. And then what you can do is you can mirror cards to this board. So instead of creating a scope, you could open project one, for example, and you can mirror one of those cards to the master board. Like you can click card A, for example, and I want this card to be a part of both the project board, the individual board where I'm planning the project, and the master board. So what I can do, I could, if I was using Trello, then I could, if I were using Trello, I would copy the card and I would have a simple copy on that board. But it's better to create a card mirror, because then it will be in sync. Okay, so I'm going to mirror this to the master board, to the to-do list. And now if I open the master board, I see that card A is there. And if I change anything in this card, like for example, if I add another label here, it will be visible in project one. So there it is. It has the blue label, okay? And I also want to have cards not only for project one, but also from project two, project three. So I could mirror cards from this board, but as you can imagine, it would take a long time if I would click one by one and click add card mirror. So I don't want to do that. I want a faster way to do this. And you can mirror all the cards on this board, even the cards that are created later, using an automation rule. And the automation rules can be found when you open the board settings. So you click project 2, board settings, and then you can scroll until you find rules. And yeah, so I will create a new rule. The rule is whenever I create a new card on the board, I want to automatically mirror that card to the master board, to the to-do list. I will save changes, and Placker will ask me if I want this rule to be applied only to new cards created from now on, or if it should apply also to the existing cards. And I want this, oh, sorry about that. I want this to apply to the existing cards. So I click execute now. And now if I open the master board, not only it has the card A, which I had mirrored manually before, but it also has all the other cards from project 2 mirrored to this board. So the logic is you will create a mirror rule, an automation rule from in all the boards that you want to be a part of the master board, and you can open this master board in Placker, or you can open this board in Trello as well. I created this board in Placker, but if I want to see this in Trello, I can click export to Trello, and I will see it there as well. All right. So this is the second approach. Okay, so you can do this either with the mirrors, or you can do this with the board group. Personally, I prefer the board group because it is less complex. It's you simply load the cards. They are still in the project boards, but I'm just creating a view to um, to get the multiple cards in this board group view, and I don't need to mirror. I don't need to edit data anywhere. I'm just viewing them in a different screen. Okay, so that's usually my preference, but you can select what works best for you. It can be by mirroring, or it can be by a board group. Okay, well, those are the tools that I wanted to show you today. I hope this has been useful to you. As I said, this was today is a quick webinar. I just wanted to let you know about this and show you where you can find more information. You can check our YouTube channel for information, detailed information about the other views, or you can access help.placker.com if you prefer to see the articles. We have articles about every single feature that you have in Placker. You can read about them there. And of course, if you need any help, if you want to talk to us, if you have any issues, if anything is not working, please use the button here at the lower right corner, send us a message, and our support team will be happy to assist you. You can describe to us what is your use case, what you want to achieve with Placker, and we will be happy to share some best practices that could work well for you. All right. So that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that's useful. Let me know if you have any questions. Have a good day, have a good weekend, and I will see you the next time. Bye.